Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I sure hope you can hear me through all the noise that I've got going on in the background. We are getting the final touches done on our home before we put it up for sale. So hopefully you can hear me. But anyways, happy Wednesday. My name is Caroline Passmore. I am the founder and profit strategist of CRP Specialists, Inc. The CRP Specialists is an advisory firm where we specialize in the skilled trades that use a field service application such as Service Titan, Housecall Pro, Jobber, and many, many others. So today let's talk about something I hear all the time from contractors. Uh, We're busier than ever, but I'm not seeing it. Now, the schedule's full, the trucks are moving, the team is working, but when you look at the bank account, at the end of the month, it doesn't feel like there's an effort. It doesn't feel like all that effort turns into something that's real progress. If I've said that before, you're not alone. Or I should say, if you've said that before, you're not alone. And most of the time, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because a few things inside of the business have slowly shifted without any notice. And today we're going to talk about what those particular things are. Now, overhead has a way of quietly expanding. Software subscriptions get added, insurance renewals go up, fuel costs shift, equipment repairs start happening more often, and none of these things feel dramatic on their own. But when you stack them together, then they start eating into your margins that used to be there. The tricky part with most contractors is that they don't notice it happening because the work volume is increasing at the same time. The business feels busy. So it feels like things are obviously improving, but the overhead is slowly taking a bigger share of every single job. Now, labor is another place where things tend to drift. Maybe hourly wages increased last year to stay competitive. Maybe overtime is happening more often because the schedule's full. Sometimes productivity changes too. And a job that used to take 6 hours might now take 8 hours because the team is stretched much thinner. None of this shows up clearly unless you are actually looking at job level numbers. And if labor starts creeping up while pricing stays the same, the margins on each of the jobs will just continue to get smaller. Now, this is one of the biggest reasons contractors feel like they're working harder but keeping less. Pricing that worked last year may not work this year. Materials shift, labors shifts, overhead shifts, but the price book in the field service application sometimes stays exactly the same. If the inputs change, but the pricing doesn't, the margin just quietly disappears. And because the schedule is still full, it's easy to assume the problem must be something else. Now, this is where job costing becomes increasingly important. Your field service application and your accounting system should be working together so you can actually see what each job is producing. Now, when you start looking at job level profitability, the picture just becomes a bit clearer. You can see which jobs are healthy, which jobs are breaking even, and which ones are quietly draining the business. Without that visibility, it's easy to assume that the problem is cash flow or expenses in general, when the real issue is happening inside individual jobs. When contractors say they are working more but keeping less, it's usually not one big dramatic problem. It's a series of small shifts. Overhead slowly increases, labor costs drift upward, pricing stays stuck in last year's environment, and without job costing, those changes just stay hidden. Now, if the business feels heavier, even though revenue is growing, it's worth slowing down and looking at what each job is actually producing. Busy does not always mean profitable. When you start looking at the numbers in the right place, the answers usually become really clear. And once you see what's really happening, you can start adjusting to so the work that you're doing is actually paying you the way that it actually should. So I hope this helps. And please always don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to message me privately and ask me any questions you may have. I'm happy to help in any way that I possibly can. Now, before I go, I just wanted to give you an update on our new circle community from chaos to clarity. More than likely is going to be the end of March when we launch, as we definitely have run into a few delays, but we'll get them all worked out. I'm going to keep you updated in my weekly lives because our community is where we will be sharing these particular lives. And of course, we're going to give more detailed information than what you get here, because that's the whole intent of having a community for just specifically for skilled trades business owners, so that they have any questions they may have answered, and all those different little special things that you need to know about your business, and we're going to help you understand them. So I really appreciate your time and appreciate you watching. Watch for those announcements coming soon, and I hope you all have a truly amazing day.